All right, so Dean, you got a big fight in a couple of days. How you feeling?
Feeling good, day about like 10 days out. But yeah, no, I've been working hard. So yeah, looking forward to the opportunity.
What are some of the things you're gonna start doing now that you're only a couple days out?
Now it's just focusing in on the game plan, just sharpening up everything and just ready to execute on Friday.
Are you one of those guys who kind of just goes in there and flows, or are you, strictly following a game plan?
Uh I like to think that I stick to a game plan, but anything could happen. So yeah, I kind of try to stick to a game plan, but sometimes it doesn't end up going that way. So yeah, I just kind of wherever it takes me.
Mhm. Can you talk more about this training camp and how it was different from your previous ones?
Um, yeah, I mean, just short notice, so it wasn't necessarily a training camp. Um, we weren't really focused on anything specific. We have another guy, Blair, fighting. He fights for Up Next on Saturday. So we were helping him out, just getting him ready for the fight. And then we also had Jordan. I think he's still fighting in March, so getting some rounds in with him as well. And then Daniel, he's also on the Epic card as well. So we're all just working hard. Nothing really specific necessarily, but just working on everything from stand up to ground game. So just keeping everything sharp.
Are you one of those guys who stays sharp year round, stays in shape year round, ready for opportunities?
Yeah. I mean, I try to be. Just with work and everything, I try to be in the gym as much as possible.
Hmm.
Like five days a week, like minimum. I try. So yeah, whenever ready for whatever opportunity comes my way.
How do you predict this fight going?
Uh, Me on top. Like to think that I'll come out on top on this one. Again, I mean, I've been ready. I've been competing at a high level for like pretty much majority of my life. So just one opportunity after the next. So just ready for
Mhm.
this one now.
What are your thoughts on your opponent and what skills do you think he brings to the table?
Honestly, I haven't really done much research. I do know that he's a black belt, so I would like to assume his ground game's pretty good.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's tough. I mean, we're fighting for the championship, so he's definitely no slouch.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I respect him. I mean, he signed the contract as did I, so I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, just excited to see what happens on Friday.
Going back to what got you into MMA?
Well, I mean, I wrestled my whole life, and then I actually reached out to Chris Lieben, seeing if he had any like heavier guys that need help with wrestling. I didn't really plan on fighting at all,
Hmm.
and one thing led to another, and then next thing I knew, I was fighting a week later. So yeah, kind of just got me into it.
What would you say your training routine and regimen is like?
Um, Pretty much the same thing every day. I work from 6:30 to 3:30, and then head to MMA practice
Mhm.
Monday through Friday, and then I also work on the weekends doing private security. So
Oh, nice.
go for like a run on the weekend if I have some free time, and if not, I'm surfing. So I'm constantly active.
Mhm. What would you say the most challenging thing has been as part of your career so far?
Uh, I'd say anything on the stand up. Everything's backwards for me. Wrestling, I was right foot forward,
Hmm.
and for some reason with jujitsu and striking, I'm left foot forward. So
Hmm.
just learning everything backwards at this point.
How do you manage the pressure before a fight?
Um, I mean, the way I look at it, it's just 9 minutes. Just the way I always looked at things. It's just an opportunity. So I don't necessarily get nervous. Again, I mean, I've been competing at a high level forever. So I'm just used to having all eyes on me, whether there's 10 people in the room or tens of 20,000 people. So I mean, just take it one step at a time, and we all put the shorts on the same way. So he's just another man in front of me. So I don't really put too much pressure on myself because again, it's only 9 minutes. There's a lot more than just what's at stake. So
Hmm.
that's the way I always approach it.
That's actually a good mentality. Like I never really thought about it like that. Like it's only 9 minutes. Like that would definitely calm me down for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, with wrestling too, everyone's like, oh, it's do or die. But I mean,
Hmm.
at the end of the day, like you have other matches that are coming up as well. Yeah, you're just based off of like your last fight or last match or whatever. But there's always more opportunities that come, but you just got to seize each one like it's your last, but at the same time, the way I look at it, it's like it's only 9 minutes, so I just leave it all out there.
Yeah, for sure. What advice would you give your younger self when you started this journey?
Definitely to have fun. I just from my experience like wrestling and everything, I actually quit a few times because I hated it.
Mhm.
And then once I started to have fun, that's where like the weight cut, I looked forward to it. Like I started to enjoy it. Not saying it's for everyone, but
Mhm.
you just gotta learn to have fun and just again, just take it as an opportunity instead of a job.
Mhm.
And then from there, like once you start having fun, you start seeing progress with yourself, both in and out of the wrestling room, fighting, everything like that. Just everything seems to line up. When you don't seem to have fun with it, you gotta like take a step back and like just reevaluate everything
Yeah.
and just make sure that you're having fun with it.
You said something pretty interesting. You said that you enjoyed the weight cut.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you feel alive. Like feels
Uh,
like you have a purpose as to why you're doing it. And just it just gives you that opportunity to compete. It's that much more, I guess, I was a relief.
mhm.
And like you see that like all that hard work is starting to like show because after you
Mhm.
do that weight cut, you're like, all right, they didn't suffer as much as me. Like now it's time for me to show
Mhm.
like how all my skills and everything. So it just makes you want it more, you
Mhm.
know?
No, I like that. Yeah. What would you say your long-term goals are in the sport?
Definitely want to make it a career. But again, just one step at a time. But yeah, I mean, it was like a goal of mine since I was real young. And then, yeah, like just thought wrestling was everything. Then saw the Ultimate Fighter, and I was like, that's what I want to do.
Mhm.
And then I found out it's not that easy. You don't just go and just say, hey, like this is what I want to do. Like, when do I start? It's more of a like a progress. Like,
Mhm.
gotta start amateur, work your way up to pro, and then get the contract. So just one step at a time.
Which Ultimate Fighter season? Was it the one that inspired you?
Uh, I honestly I don't really know. I used to go to my uncle's house and watch it. I was
Uh,
probably like 9 or 10 years old.
also like a really little kid.
Yeah, yeah.
What would you say your most memorable moment has been so far, like in the training room or in a fight?
Um, I'd say probably just the first fight itself. Just short notice, like making the weight, and having actually one of my coaches, Nick. He was actually a childhood friend of mine. We grew up in New Jersey. We were wrestling partners forever, and he got stationed out here in the Coast Guard. And he was at the gym for a couple months, and just having him with me, just brought a little sense from home because I didn't really have any like family out here. But of course, like the guys at the gym and everything were there. But it was just felt like there was something missing, and like he
Mhm.
kind of like filled that void with him being there, just from being from home.
Mhm.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. My last question for you is, what do you think sets you apart from everybody else in your division?
I'd probably say my wrestling. Uh, I mean, again, I'm from New Jersey, like I wrestled Division 1, and I haven't really come across that many Division 1 wrestlers out here.
Yeah.
I'd say that, and just probably the way that I take a look on it, just how it's an opportunity more or less than like a job in a way,
Mhm.
and like how people get all like tense and like anxious about it. But I mean, I like the opportunities that come with it, and I just like to compete. So I definitely say I have that edge on a lot of people.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. I appreciate the interview. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Have a good night.
You too. Good luck, and I'll see you on Friday.
Yes. Talk to you Friday.
See ya.